Hi, and welcome back to another car conversation. Happy Motivational Monday, and I hope you all have had a wonderful weekend. My weekend was great, just didn't last long enough, but it's okay, y'all, because in a few days the weekend will be back again. Right now in the DMV, it is 86 degrees. It's a bit hot, which is why I have my AC on. I turned it down to level 2, so I'm not feeling the full effect of the air as I would like to, but at least I'm not melting away either. So if you have to go out, y'all, please make sure you drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, stay away from the iced tea, the sweet tea, the soda, all of that. Drink plenty of water. And if you can, stay your behind in the house. Now, today I'm going to be sharing 4 keys of building self-confidence. And each of the keys that I'm going to share with you, it's going to build on the one that I've shared previously. You don't have to worry about taking notes because they'll all be in the description box. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell so that you don't miss any of my uploads, and give this video a thumbs up, and also make sure you share it with someone who can benefit from it. If this is not your first rodeo, welcome back. You know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Now, number 1, self-awareness, which is simply knowing yourself. Before confidence can grow, you must first understand these 3 things: what your strategies and weaknesses are, what your fears and limiting beliefs are. Because once you know what your fears and limiting beliefs are, then and only then can you become confident. Some of you all are walking around with limited beliefs that somebody else put on you. It's not even really what you think about yourself, it's what somebody else told you. So you've got to let that stuff go. But also, what triggers insecurity or doubt? What is it that happens that causes you to be insecure and or have doubt? Sorry, y'all. And here's a tip: spend some time journaling, asking for feedback, or reflecting on past wins and challenges. The more you know yourself, and the operative word is yourself, the more grounded your confidence will be. Now, let me unpack that really quickly. If you know me, then you know I always talk about journaling. I love journaling. I just do. It's a great way to write down things that you may not necessarily want to share with other people, or just a way of just getting it out of your head and putting it on paper. But also, when I talk about reflecting on your past wins and challenges, I want you to make sure that you understand I'm not saying live there. I said reflect on them, but keep moving forward. Sometimes we start to reflect on those wins and challenges, and we have a hard time moving forward because we're stuck in the past. Don't get stuck in the past. Just reflect on it, and reflect on how hard you worked to get that win, how much time you had to invest in whatever that thing is, and then take that to help you move forward. Number 2, self-acceptance. Own your story. Your story is your story. My story is my story. Nobody can tell our story the way we can. So confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from accepting who you are, flaws and all. Let me unpack that really quickly. First of all, you can never be perfect. Even if you tried, honey, you will never be perfect, because we are just not perfect people. We all have flaws. Some flaws are greater than others, and it doesn't even matter to what level and degree your flaw is. We all have flaws. But the reality is that we can accept that we have flaws. I accept my flaws. I know that. I'm not perfect. I try my best not to allow my anger to have me saying things that I have to repent for. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to repent anyway because I thought it. Even if I didn't say it, I still thought it. But that's a flaw, believe it or not. And I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. But I'm working on it. And I may never get to a place where I never use another cuss word. Now, I don't practice cussing. Let me just say that. And people that know me know that if you hear me cuss, it's because you didn't really push me there. And I'm doing that to keep from putting my hands on you, because I can go to jail for putting my hands on you, but not for cussing you, okay? But I digress. It just goes to say that you can own your imperfections and your flaws. So I want you to embrace your uniqueness. You are unique. I am unique. We are unique people. No 2 people are alike. Yeah, we all may have the same similar issues, but yours is not exactly mine. My experience can never be yours. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stop comparing yourself to others. I can't say this enough. And even with coaching, I find that a lot of times people compare themselves to other people, and that's why they can't get ahead. You are never going to be like your neighbor. Your neighbor is never going to be you. Stop trying to compare yourself to other people. Now, I'll say this, I don't compare myself to anybody, but Lord knows when I go to God in prayer, I'll say, all right, Lord, I've seen you do it for others. Now I need you to do it for me. But I'm not comparing myself to Judy or to Jack. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying, well, Lord, they did this, but you still bless them. No, I'm not doing all of that because I don't know their full story. What I'm saying is, God, you've done it for others. Now I need you to do it for me. Whatever that thing is. It doesn't matter how big or small, but we have to get away from comparing ourselves to others. Because sometimes people will sit and say, well, you know, I'm a dutiful wife. You know, I cook, I clean, I take care of my children, I make sure my husband is satisfied. And you got Rosie, whoever Rosie may be, she does none of that. And she's living this happy life. She's got a husband that does everything for her. Well, guess what? You don't know Rosie's full story. So stop comparing yourself to her. And here's the other thing. Rosie may be putting that smile on her face every time she comes out of her house, and her husband might be whooping her tail every chance he gets. Is that what you want? So that's why we need to really stay away from comparing ourselves to other people. And then forgive yourself for past mistakes. We all have made mistakes, big, small, and in between. But the reality is that you have to let it go. You've got to forgive yourself. And the problem with too many people, they lack confidence because they say, well, you know what, I tried this and it didn't work out. Or I tried that, excuse me, or I tried the other and people made fun of me. Okay, well, guess what? Excuse me, y'all. Oh, Lord, excuse me. People are going to make fun of you anyway. People are going to talk about you no matter what you do. So you've got to let that go. And if your confidence is not flourishing because you're worried about your past, honey, let me tell you something. We all have a past. We've all made mistakes, big, small, and in between. But you've got to learn to let it go. Accept it. Accept that you made that mistake, whatever it may be, but then let it go and move on. Here's your tip. Use affirmations and self-compassion to remind yourself that you are worthy, growing, and enough right now, just as you are. I've got to unpack that. You have got to remind yourself that you are worthy. You are a child of God, so you are worthy, and you're growing. It doesn't matter how old you are. You may say, well, Michelle, this person's in their 70s. So what? They're still growing. As long as you are breathing and living on God's green earth, you are still growing. Now, you may not be growing up. Some of us are growing out, which is why I'm going to the gym when I finish this video. But we are all still growing. And again, as long as you are drawing breath in your body, you have room to grow. Keep remembering that. And you are enough right now, just as you are. You're enough. So if somebody comes into your life and they don't see your value because you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have the other, well then, sweetie, that's not the person for you. So don't you change. Let them go find whatever it is they're looking for, because you are enough just as you are. Because I guarantee you, the person that's trying to dictate how you move, oh, they got some skeletons in their closet too. You just don't know about them yet. And they probably have hidden them so well that you may never find them. But they're not perfect. They make mistakes just like you do. Number 3, skill building. Doing the work. You've got to do the work. So true confidence grows when you take action and you build competence. So you need to practice new skills. I get it. You have some great skills. That's wonderful. But you're going to have to practice new skills because things change, time change, people change. And you've got to practice new skills. You need to take small, manageable risks. Now, I said small and I said manageable because you can take a small risk, but it could be the size of this, whatever this is. So take a small, manageable risk, something that you can handle, but take a risk. I always talk about stepping outside of the box. Step out on faith, but make sure it's not something too big. Okay, because you want to be able to manage it. Because if you're not able to manage it, chances are you're just going to walk away from it and say to heck with it. And then you want to celebrate your progress, not perfection. Not perfection. Do you know every month, I've shared with y'all before, if you're new, the first of every month, I get on the scale. I celebrate my progress. I don't care if that scale says, Michelle, I only lost 1.5 pounds. So what? It is progress. You know why? Because I didn't go up 1.5 pounds. I went down. The scale went down. So I'm going to celebrate that. It may not be a big win for other people, but it is for me. If I'm able to walk on the treadmill for a whole hour on an incline of, let's say, a level 10 without having to stop, I celebrate that. It may not be a big thing to you, but it is for me. Because I don't know if you all know this, but walking on an incline on the treadmill for one whole hour without stopping, honey, it is rough. But I'm getting there. And so here's your tip. Start small and stay consistent. Mastery builds belief. The operative word here is consistent, mastery, and belief. You've got to be consistent. When I started my YouTube channel, I did a lot of research, and every video I looked at, people said the same thing. You have to be consistent. You cannot post a video today and then when you feel like it, post another one, because that might be 2 weeks from now. And then after that, you may not feel like it, or you may not be motivated for another whole month. Many times, unless I just shared it with you, many times I don't feel motivated. For whatever reason, I just don't. But you know what? I'm consistent. I do my motivational car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, if you're new here, I was doing them on Saturdays, but it just got to be a bit much because I was taking me away from doing my podcast, which I love to do as well. So I decided, you know what? I'll do videos 3 days a week. I'm going back to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, I use those days for recording my podcast. Everything is in the description box below. If you click on Linktree, you'll find my podcast platforms. But I digress. But you've got to be consistent, because if you're not consistent, how can you be good at anything you're not consistent with? When you learned to ride a bike, you fell off a couple of times after those training wheels came off, but you were consistent, you kept doing it, you got back on, and you were able to master it. But if you're not consistent, you're not going to be good at anything, because every time something happens and you get tired, you want to give up. You can't do that. You've got to be consistent. Number 4, last but not least, courageous action. And that's just showing up boldly. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. Hear me now. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward in spite of it. Y'all, that should shout you happy right there. If we were in church, all we need to do is take up the offering, give the benediction, and go home. But confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward in spite of it. Do you know, when I first started my YouTube channel and I was doing videos, I was so afraid. I really was afraid. It took me 25 tries, actually 20, on the 26th try, I got it right, because I was afraid. I was talking too fast. I had to learn how to pace myself. I was stumbling over my words. And if you know me, then I do not like filler words. So I try my best to stay away from the uhs, the ums, the like, the you know, that kind of thing, because those are just filler words, and it just makes your videos sound too busy for me. But anyway, I digress. But I had to do it even though I was afraid. And then I had to tell myself, Michelle, wait a minute. When you turn on that record, hit that record button, yes, you're talking, but you're just talking to yourself, honey. And I mean, I'm talking to you all when you watch this video, but as I'm recording it, it's just me. There's nobody in this car but me. And when I'm in the house doing videos, there's nobody in my room but me. So what are you afraid of? So whatever it is, like I said, you've got to be consistent. You've got to show up, and you've got to do it even when you're afraid. But here are other 3 things to think about. You need to speak up even if your voice shakes. Now, as I started doing this video, I had to keep clearing my throat, right? But you've got to speak up even if your voice shakes. So when you're in that meeting and there's something that you want to bring to the table, stop being afraid. Do it afraid. Speak up anyway. Even if your voice crackles and crumbles, speak up and speak your piece. Go after what you want, even if you feel unsure. Do you know I feel unsure about a lot of things, but I'm going to go for it anyway. You know why? Because I believe in me, but I believe that God has me, and God is going to make a way out of no way. I believe that God is going to bless whatever that thing is that I'm trying to do. So Again, go after what you want, even if you feel unsure. And then stay resilient through setbacks. Setbacks are going to happen. Setbacks are a part of life, you guys. Doesn't matter how good of a person you are, how well you speak, how well you prepare. Setbacks are always going to happen. Some days it feels like you take 5 steps forward, but you get pushed back 10. So you've gone past where you started from initially. But it's okay. And if you have not read Willie Jolly's book, please make sure you read that. It is on Amazon. I believe you can get it hardcover, soft cover, as well as ebook. And the name of the book is A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback. So make sure you read that book. But I wanted to share that because you've got to be resilient even through the setbacks. Setbacks happen in my life, and you know what? I just hold my head up and I say, Satan, you a liar. You will not win. You will not stop me from being successful in whatever it is that I'm trying to do. And so here's your tip. Push yourself outside your comfort zone regularly. That's where your confidence is built and refined. It's outside the comfort zone. See, as long as you're in this little box right here that we're going to call our comfort zone, you're just as happy as you can be. You own the world, and you don't have a care in the world. But as soon as you step outside of that comfort zone, honey, that's exactly where your confidence is going to be built and refined. I know it doesn't feel good. I know that. But you've got to step outside of your comfort zone. You can't always stay where it's easy, because as long as you stay where it's easy, you're never going to really grow, and you're not going to find the confidence. So that's just like you get to a place, because I've talked to people who are afraid to do videos on social media because, you know, they don't want to be judged. And I get it, honey. Let me tell you something. I've been sweating. That's why my chest is kind of red, because I've been scratching, wiping the sweat off. Matter of fact, here's my little tissue that's soaking wet, because I was recording, like I said, another video before this, and I couldn't have the car on because the sound goes to the car and it just sounds weird when I play the video back. But it doesn't matter. I'm doing this video anyway. I don't have a whole lot of makeup on. Why? Because it's too hot. And when I finish this video, I'm going to the gym, but I am still confident. It's been so hot, as you can see, my hair has been sweating, so I have it pulled back in my little bun right here, and that's where it's going to stay until I get my hair done. I don't know if it's this week or next week. Either way, that's how it's going to stay. But I'm still confident. That's where I'm going with this. I'm still confident. I'm still here in front of the camera. But here's the thing, as I was saying, people get comfortable and they're confident in front of this camera. Why? Because your audience is all over the world, right? But they're not where you are in the moment. But your real confidence comes when you get in front of a live group of people. Let's say it's just 20 people. Let's say it's 50 people. Let's say it's 100, 300, 1,000, 5,000. And the list can go on and on. But what I'm saying is, doing this setup, you can be confident. But can you be confident if you step outside your comfort zone and somebody says, hey, I want you to speak to, I have a group of about 20 people I'd love for you to share this message with. What are you going to do, turn it down? I'm not. I may be a little nervous because I don't know them yet, but I promise you, when I get up there and I get to talking, honey, all of that being scared goes out the window, because now I'm in my zone. But you've got to find your zone, and you can do it, but you've got to be consistent with it. Look for speaking opportunities, and if none come your way, sweetie, then create your own. Start your own live event, even if it's via Zoom, or if it's live on YouTube or TikTok or wherever it may be. Like I said, create your own opportunities. But you've got to get out there, and if you don't do the steps that it's going to take in order to be confident, you will always hide and shrink back. Okay? So that's all I have, you guys. Today we talked about the 4 keys of building your self-confidence. And on Wednesday, and y'all please forgive me, charge it to my head but never to my heart, because I had the topic for Wednesday that I'm going to share with you. I just can't remember. I knew I should have wrote it down. But it's going to be similar to this, but we're going to be talking about, I can't remember. But anyway, tune in on Wednesday and you'll get it. So having said all of that, you guys, go out there, enjoy the rest of your day. Like I said, please stay hydrated, because it is 86 degrees and it's very, very humid outside. And if you don't have to go out, just stay in, okay? I'm going to stay in, but I'm going out because, like I said, I'm going to go and wipe the little bit of powder I have left on my face off, and I'm going to the gym to get my workout in because I still have to stay healthy. And you know what? And as I said that, I saw a video. I don't know if it was on TikTok or if it was on Instagram, but anyway, it was a young lady, and she was working out. She was a heavy young lady, and I was just really surprised and shocked at the number of comments that people left about her weight. And somebody said, how in the world did you let yourself get that way? And that just didn't sit well with me. My thing is, I don't know her story. You don't know her story unless she tells it. So why can't we just be happy for people? You know what I mean? That's confidence. And that's the reason why I shared that story with you all, because I talked about building your confidence. That's confidence. To show videos of her working out, even though she was on the hefty side. She probably was as wide as this seat that I'm sitting in, and then some over to the armrest, which is about right here to over here. But she's out there and she's doing it. She was so confident in herself, and she put herself out there. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that, but as we talk about confidence, y'all, that is being confident. Because she said, look, to heck with y'all. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. I'm out here trying to get healthy. Talk about me if you want to, because she's going to get to her goals, but will you? Having said that, y'all, I love you to the moon and back, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do to change it, because I love you. I want nothing but the best for you, and this is why I do what I do. My goal and my job is to motivate and inspire you to become the best you possible. If you are still unsure about becoming confident in any area of your life, in the Linktree tab in the description box, tap on that. You can get on my calendar. I'll be more than happy to give you I'm not sure if it says a 30-minute call or a 60-minute call. Either way, I'm more than happy to set up a time where we can talk, and I can help you a little bit better knowing what your situation is. So please feel free to, and it costs you absolutely nothing. It costs you absolutely nothing to reach out to me, and let's have a conversation so I can help steer you in the right direction. I love you all. And as I like to close my videos out by saying, continue to pray for me, because I'm definitely praying for you. And watch God change things. Love you all. We'll talk again on Wednesday.